Months before a drunk driver caused a crash in Lake Worth, killing an off-duty police detective, that same driver was arrested by Sansom Park Police for DWI, but they botched that investigation.
Court records obtained by Fox 4 News show the mistakes the Sansom Park Police Department made. There's no way to know if the suspect's prosecution could have prevented him from causing a deadly crash a few months later, but it's natural to wonder and even speculate.
Fox 4's David Santendry joining us now with more on the investigation into that botched DWI case. David.
Well, we started asking questions to Sansom Park Police Department 19 months ago. It's taken most of that time for the department to deliver public records to us that were a part of our Freedom of Information Act request. Now, it turns out an officer took the DWI suspect's blood sample and did not leave it in a secure evidence area, but rather a break room refrigerator.
Dash camera footage obtained by Fox 4 shows Dylan Molina arrested on suspicion of DWI by Sansom Park Police Department on May 17, 2021. The next day, however, Molina was released for reasons not made public at the time. 7 months later, Molina drunkenly tried to run away from a crash he caused, which killed off-duty Euless police detective Alex Cervantes. Cervantes was driving his wife and 2 boys to buy Christmas decorations.
That, to me, David, is the most serious impact of this story.
Now, Fox 4 has obtained hundreds of documents which explain why Sansom Park PD chose to release Molina from his DWI arrest 7 months before he killed Detective Cervantes.
This individual was allowed to leave the jail and do this again.
We took the documents to Dr. Alex Del Carmen, Associate Dean of Criminology at Tarleton State University.
What went wrong?
A lot of things.
According to a police report, Molina failed a field sobriety test. It says Molina then consented to provide a blood specimen and was transported by Officer John Wright to the Texas Health Harris Methodist Hospital in Azle. Afterward, Officer Wright completed all the forms and labels and secured them inside the blood kit. Wright transported Molina to the Sansom Park jail facility, where he was booked for driving while intoxicated. That's where the police report ends. But what happened to the blood sample? In an email, former Sansom Park Sergeant Sarah Stratton told Officer Wright later that day, another officer, quote, located your blood evidence in the break room refrigerator.
The evidence was actually placed in a refrigerator where everyone had access to, and that's a big no-no, right? Because of the belief or the theory that somebody can tamper with the evidence and therefore it will no longer be acceptable or admissible in a court of law. That's, lesson 1.0 at the police academy.
There were also issues with paperwork not getting filed on time.
I will tell you that what seems to me happen here is that there were many things that failed on that particular day.
In an email, Sergeant Stratton told former Chief Carolyn Gilmore, Detective Robert Payne and I decided the arrest needed to be kicked. The blood results were still sent to a lab. Molina's results were .212, nearly 3 times the legal limit.
Because of the lack of professionalism, and because of the fact that this particular chain of custody was violated, you now have an individual that is free to roam around and do exactly what he was arrested for the day before.
And ultimately that led to the death of Detective Alex Cervantes.
That's exactly right.
We'll never know how Molina's driving habits may have changed, either by his own will or court mandated, if that initial DWI went through.
This person would have faced circumstances that perhaps may have prevented the death of an innocent person.
Instead, on November 27, 2021, Molina got drunk at a bar in Lake Worth. He was involved in a minor crash while leaving the parking lot. He sped away. He ran a red light and T-boned the Cervantes family vehicle. After Cervantes' death, Sansom Park Police filed charges for the DWI they initially threw out. It was basically a moot point. Molina was sentenced to 15 years in prison for killing Detective Alex Cervantes. Fox 4 spoke with his widow after the sentencing.
It's not going to bring Alex back, but at least he's locked behind bars and he's not able to hurt another family like he did ours.
But then the other part of the story is, what do you do to correct the behavior that took place now.
Del Carmen says there's a lesson here for people in law enforcement.
That things have to be done by the book, and that officers have to be held accountable for if they're not, then we have tragedies like these where he was an officer himself that lost his life as a result of this negligence.
Former Sansom Park Police Chief Carolyn Gilmore, who was in charge at the time of this botched arrest, has repeatedly refused to do any sort of on-camera interview. She has not provided any sort of official statement. I do want to point out, however, that the current chief of police, who was not there at the time, did provide us a statement. You could read that over on our website. That's fox4news.com.